So what would you do in this situation? You and a family member, in this particular occasion, it's two sisters, and they're fighting over mom's inheritance that she left after her passing. So I actually came across this article on MarketWatch this morning, and it actually fascinated me, and I'm actually curious to know what you guys think about this situation. But one sister has been financially frugal and responsible, while the other sister and her spouse have not been. So now the question begins, what do they do with the inheritance, and what's a fair way to split it up? So here's the problem, and the question I'm curious to know how you would answer it. The biggest asset that mom left between the two sisters is her house. She also left other assets like cash, investments, and other bonds. But the house is worth over $400,000. But here's the problem. So one sister is financially responsible and has saved and invested most of her life, and now in her mid-50s, she's able to retire and enjoy her life. And on top of that, she's going to receive this inheritance from her mom, but her sister, not in the same situation. And well, the other sister was not as financially responsible. You see, her and her spouse love to live life, so they have a really nice truck that also pulls a really nice fifth wheel because they like to RV and travel. They love toys, so they have a couple of jet skis and a really nice four-wheeler. But you know what they don't have? They don't have any savings or investments, let alone own a house in their mid-50s, as they've never even bought one. So here's the biggest problem. The sister who is not financially responsible actually has been living in the house of the deceased mom, who was going to give it to both sisters on her passing, but that sister has been living with her spouse for a couple years in the home, and the financially responsible sister's kind of like, hey, this is kind of 50-50, so I kind of want some of that money, you know? So while one sister is living house-free and the other one's still paying off her mortgage and trying to retire, the situation now becomes almost psychological for the financially responsible sister, in that, is it greed versus success? So the financially responsible sis is like, I don't want to be a jerk or a heel, even though I've made it in life and I don't really need the money. My sister needs it more than I do, but still I was responsible my whole life. And I feel like I would like to take a little bit of that money and use it towards, my retirement and some of the things that I could enjoy with. But on the same flip of the coin, she's also worried her sister has nowhere else to go. She's never really been financially responsible, and she has shelter right now that she doesn't have to pay for, and she doesn't want to just kick her out of the house. She's kind of like, I'm in a predicament. What do I do? And what's starting to make matters worse is both sisters can't seem to come to a conclusion. As one sister says, let's sell the house and split the proceeds 50-50, or she knows, on the other hand, the other sister can't buy her out and still live in the house because she doesn't have any savings. So I'll ask you guys the question once more. What should these sisters do? What is fair? The financially responsible sister says, I don't even need 50-50. I would just like a little bit, but at the same time, I don't want to be punished for being responsible my whole life. So what should these sisters do? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. It's a very tricky situation with family. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.